speaking of disgusting airplane rides, two passengers were kicked off of an Air Canada flight because they refused to sit in seats covered with puke. So,
Oh.
two unnamed women, and a man struggled to get seated on a flight from Las Vegas to Montreal. They noticed a bit of a foul smell, but hadn't yet realized where it was coming from. They soon learned that someone had thrown up on the previous flight.
Jesus.
Now, Air Canada attempted a quick cleanup beforehand, but clearly wasn't able to do a thorough clean. They placed coffee grinds in the seat pouch and sprayed perfume to mask the smell.
Stop it.
The flight attendant was very apologetic to these people and everything, but the flight was booked. It was booked full. There was no seats they could give them or anything.
No.
So they said, you had to sit in these seats.
Oh, my God.
They were like, we can't. This is disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
how can we sit here from Las Vegas to Montreal? It's not a short flight.
Yeah.
So the pilot came up and gave these two people, these were their choices. They could leave the plane on their own and buy another flight on their own dime, or they would be escorted off the plane and placed on a no-fly list if they didn't sit down in it because they said they had been rude to the flight attendant. But I got a feeling they were just annoyed that people were pressuring them to sit in vomit, dude. So after they complained a lot, they put the story on social media and everything. They kind of, you know what I mean? Now Air Canada they're singing a different tune now. They're like, certain protocols weren't followed and everything. So they finally reimbursed these people. But they were threatened to be kicked off the plane and put on a no-fly list. What do you guys think of that?
No, not cool. I mean, like, have you guys ever been on a train? Right. I remember I had been on a train one time, like coming home after work, and there's like people coming back from like a game or partying in the city.
Wasted,
and stuff,
yeah.
And people puke on the train.
Yes, sir.
Right. And like right away,
Shout out
everyone's
SEPTA.
like, oh, dude, yeah. Everyone gets up, moves to the next cart, and like it's like a known thing, and it's brutal. But the fact that they forced these people, one, they didn't clean it up enough. They just put coffee grounds on it and some perfume. Like, dude, you need the spray, like, especially with the advent of like disease and everything, like all that, like crazy stuff. You need to spray that sucker down with some bleach and let it have, like, that is just absolutely foul. If I were these people, like, I mean, imagine if they had a kid with them too, you know, like, forget
that's
it.
game
over. Oh yeah. Plus two, ever since that, what was it? That Delta flight where that had that really Delta. Bad one where the guy where the guy was like, you know, crying and got like dragged off. Like that was really bad. I don't like airlines do not want a situation like that again, but I really think like these people are in the right. They did nothing wrong. They're victims here, if anything.
I agree. I got 2 points on this. One, does this not reinforce the devil himself that I hate more than any human on this planet? Justin Trudeau. Pick it
your
up,
airlines together.
Come on,
Air Canada.
Of course it has to happen on his bullshit line. No duh, right? This guy's the worst. Your daddy, Fidel, ran a tighter ship than you did. Anyway.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, the other thing that hits me hard is the cleanup, right? Yeah. So if the common thing for any type of tough liquid that needs to be absorbed, that you're not in a automotive industry, the go-to is kitty litter, right? Not coffee grinds.
Yeah.
Coffee grinds is what I hide drugs in so the dogs can't smell it. Not that I know.
Yeah.
But kitty litter absorbs. It's an absorption, right?
Mm-hmm.
For them to put coffee grinds in is the most rookie move I've ever heard. That's not going to absorb shit. It's going to make it smell like pukey coffee. What are you talking about? And then perfume, that's like me. You ever see the dude that, like, you know, maybe one time you was with a girl when you were younger and she left the room, you farted, she came in quick, you try to spray cologne, and it just smells like shitty cologne.
I mean,
it doesn't get rid of the smell.
Dude,
what are we doing?
We've all taken a shit afterwards and sprayed the air freshener,
and then it smells like shitty air freshener.
That's all it is.
Come on.
Sometimes it's worse when you do that.
Yeah, it makes this weird like combination that no one wants to smell.
Oh, it's the worst. Yeah.
I hate Trudeau.
Yeah. I mean, dude, but it's also scary that these people could be, one, kicked off a plane, two, then like put on a no fly list and then have to buy their like dude, look, it's probably what, like $1,000 round trip per person. You know
Probably.
what I mean? Like that's $4,000.
Yep.
You know, like I mean, $2,000 more compared to the 2,000 already spent. Plus, they probably booked hotels and everything like that, and they'll lose a night in the hotel. Like all that is gone because this airline wants them to sit in some other people's vomit that they didn't clean up. The airline is in the wrong here. Big
Agreed.
Air Canada were such scumbags about this. Aside from all that, the stewardesses even said like, "Oh, well, you don't like how we cleaned it up? Here, they gave them like rags and cleaner and stuff and said, here, you can clean it up more if you want." I'm like, I'm not cleaning anything. I paid you for a clean seat.
God. Yeah.
And then two small things. One, I mean, I don't know anybody that's ever flown Air Canada. So
yeah.
Right.
And I see some wild stuff. I had to get on an Air Alaska plane before. And I was like, I don't know. We're going to be, I was like, hey, going out to EW. I'm like, what is it, Air Alaska? But we'll get it, right?
Was Air Alaska that bad?
No, it was actually not bad at all, but I've never heard of it. Like I'm used to like American Airlines, Delta, the big boys are what I feel. I don't like flying, right? I just like to take off because I'm a psychopath. I don't like the air things. I know if there's like a fender bender, everybody dies. It's not like you can't like get in a small issue in a plane and live. Everyone's dead, right? But my other issue, what if these poor people had, like you guys were saying, had kids that were being watched by somebody? Forget the hotels, all that. I can't get back to my kids because you're blaming me for someone that puked on a seat. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
They did nothing wrong. They did nothing wrong.
Zero.
Inexcusable. Absolutely inexcusable. I mean,
but very typical for Trudeau.
Yeah, terrible customer service. Like it sucks that this is what it's resorted to, that these people worked and paid for these seats. I mean, we're getting on a tangent here, getting on a soapbox. So let's keep it moving. Really good stuff though, guys. Steve,